Welcome back, drifters. Gotham doesn't just get cold, it goes numb. Tonight, a shroud of snow and ice is settling over the city, but the frost on the glass isn't natural. It's jagged, geometric, cruel. There's a rumor crawling through the precinct tonight that the temperature is dropping faster than the city can bleed. Something is moving through the industrial districts. A silent, freezing wind that leaves nothing but shattered steel and hollowed-out chests in its wake. It seems that somewhere in the dark, a heart of ice is beating, and its rhythm is bringing the city to absolute zero. Even the shadows are shivering tonight, and the Gotham Police Department and the city's silent guardian are the only things standing between the citizens and a permanent frozen sleep. The first part of our show is the narrative descent into the night, followed by isolated, snowy Gotham ambience for your study, focus, or sleep. If you're drawn to the darkness of these worlds, please hit subscribe and join Realm Drifters. Become a part of the frequency so you never miss a transmission as we map out these decaying soundscapes together. Now, turn off the lights and settle in. The transmission starts now. Dispatch log entry, December 21st, 2315. Officer Frank Sullivan recording. The sky over Gotham's the color of a bruised lung tonight. The snow started an hour ago. Thick, wet slush that's already turning the streets into a graveyard of stalled engines and short tempers. Commissioner's calling for increased vigilance, which is just code for stay warm and try not to let the city burn down. But it's not the fire I'm worried about. There's a bite in the wind tonight that feels surgical. Most of the boys are calling in cold weather gear, but the reports coming out of the city don't sound like typical winter. They sound like glass breaking, like things are getting brittle. I've got a fresh pot of the precinct's worst coffee and a stack of bolos high enough to reach the ceiling. Let's see who's brave enough, or stupid enough, to be out in this. Log end. All units, this is dispatch. Frequency's open. Stay frosty out there. Literally. Watch the black ice on the Robert Kane Bridge. We've already got a 3-car pile up in the south lane. Unit 42, you're closest. Go see if everyone's still breathing. GCPD dispatch. Officer Sullivan. State the nature of your emergency.
Yeah, hey, is this the precinct? I'm down here, I'm looking over the alleyway behind the Iceberg Lounge. There's a guy, he's making a real scene, Sully. Can I call you Sully?
You can call me Officer Sullivan, sir. And unless you're being actively mugged, you're on a recorded line. What's the disturbance?
Right. Professional. I like that. Look, there's this guy. He's dressed like, I don't know, a penguin? No, that's the owner. No, this guy, he's wearing a thin coat. Man, it's like 10 degrees out here, and he's screaming at the brick wall. He's got a bottle of something. I think it's gin. And he's pouring it on the door handle. He says he's thawing out the entrance to the underworld. He's keeping me awake. I live in the apartment right above the bins.
Leo, are you telling me you're calling because a local enthusiast is pouring cheap gin on a door in the middle of a snowstorm?
He's kicking the door now. Listen.
All right, Leo, calm down. I'm looking at our sector map. I've got a patrol car finishing up a traffic stop 3 blocks over on Otisburg. I'll have him swing by. But do me a favor. Don't go down there to talk to him. If he's crazy enough to be out in this without a parka, he's crazy enough to have a knife. You copy?
Yeah, I copy. Just hurry up. It's getting weird, officer. The guy, he just stopped screaming. He's just standing there now, staring at the ice on the pavement. He's saying it's growing. People in this town, I swear.
It's Gotham, Leo. The ice is the most normal thing you're going to see tonight. Go home, go to bed. Sullivan out. Unit 12. I've got a 415, drunk and disorderly behind the Iceberg Lounge. Caller says the suspect is trying to bypass the door with a bottle of Tanqueray. Approach with caution. He might be more disorderly than drunk. Also, check the ground temperature while you're there. Caller mentioned the ice looked strange.
Female down for the methadone center, 175 2nd Avenue,
GCPD Dispatch, Sullivan. State your emergency.
Yeah, hey. This is Sal over here at the municipal garage on Miller Street. Look, I think I got a jumper or a prowler. I don't know. It's weird.
Miller Street. Okay, you're near the old canal. What's he doing, Sal?
Well, that's the thing. He ain't doing nothing. He's just sitting on top of one of the salt trucks. I yelled at him to get down. I told him I'd call the law, but he didn't even flinch. It's like he's a statue.
It's 10 degrees out, Sal. Maybe he's literally frozen. Can you see a face?
No. He's got some kind of rig on, like a diving suit or something. And the salt truck, well, the metal, it's turning white. Not snow white, like brittle white. I touched the bumper with a wrench and the damn thing just snapped off. Like it was made out of glass.
Sal, listen to me very carefully. Get inside the office and lock the door. Don't look at him and don't try to be a hero. Is there a blue mist around the truck?
Yeah. How'd you know that? It's real thick around his boots. Wait a second. He's looking over here. That's weird. He's got red eyes. Like glowing lenses. Oh God, he's getting down.
Sal, get in the office. Now. Sal, you still there? All units. Possible 1033 in progress at the Miller Street Municipal Garage. Possible civilian in extreme danger. Unit 4, Unit 22, respond code 3. Subject is armed and unconventional. Approach with extreme caution.
See the complaint in apartment 18, Selec and Charlie.
Bolo for all sectors. Look for a white 1994 Peterbilt transport with pressurized chemical trailer. Plates, Golf, Oscar, Tango, Hotel 7742. Trailer contains a high-density liquid nitrogen. Be advised, subject at the garage is wearing a pressurized environmental suit and is likely utilizing cryogenic weaponry. Standard ballistics may not penetrate his armor. If you engage, you are at risk of flash freeze. If you see a shadow moving on the rooftops above the garage, do not engage the vigilante. Stay in your cruisers and establish a 3-block perimeter. Let's not lose anyone to the cold tonight.
Dispatch, this is Unit 22. We are at 1023 at Miller Street Garage. Establishing a perimeter now.
Copy 22. Do you have eyes on the civilian? Any sign of the suspect or the Peterbilt?
Negative on the truck. Bay doors are wide open, Sully. It's, quiet. Way too quiet. Unit 4's here with me, moving up to the office now. Wait, dispatch. Tell Unit 4 to hold position. The, ground, the asphalt's cracked. Looks like it's shattered.
God, dispatch, Unit 4. We're at the office door. It's not just locked, it's fused. The whole door frame is covered in a layer of ice 3 inches thick. We can't even see the glass.
Briggs, take a breath. Is the civilian in there? Can you see him?
I'm looking through a patch of clear ice. I see him. He's sitting at the desk. He looks like a mannequin, Sully. He's not moving. I'm gonna try to kick the door.
-4. Do not kick that door. If the structural integrity is compromised by the cold, the entire wall could come down on you. Stay back, wait for the fire department. Wait for the thermal cutters.
Dispatch, heads up. We just found a trail. Heavy tire tracks leading up the back gates toward the Dixon docks. But hey, Sully, there's something else. There's a batarang embedded in the brickwork right above the gate. It's covered in frost. Whatever happened here, the bat was too late. Hopefully he's already tracking them.
Copy, 22. Secure the scene. Don't touch anything blue. I'm rerouting all units towards the docks. If that truck hits the waterfront, we're never going to find it in this fog. That poor guy, trying to finish his shift and probably get home to his kids. Now he's a centerpiece for some guy with a frozen heart and a grudge against the world. Gotham never gives you a fair fight. It just waits for the temperature to drop, then it breaks you. Attention all officers. This is a unofficial departmental PSA from yours truly. It's 10 degrees out there. The bridges have turned into skating rinks, and the salt trucks are stuck behind a pileup on the Dixon dock. If you're in a pursuit, knock it off. Doesn't matter if it's a stolen car or a purse snatcher. Unless they're driving a tank, don't go over 40. You wreck a cruiser tonight, the commissioner's going to make you walk your beat until April. As for the rookies, if you see a puddle of liquid that looks like it's steaming on the pavement, don't touch it. Don't poke it with your nightstick. I've already lost a civilian tonight because he thought he could play hero. Let the specialists handle the science fiction stuff. Stay in your cars, keep the heaters running, and stay frosty. Actually, scratch that. Stay warm. Sully out. Unit 4. Be advised, forensics is 10 minutes out. Secure the scene and stay in the heat. We don't need to lose 2 more officers to frostbite just because the department won't authorize any thermal gear. And it's cold. All units be advised. Still have confirmed Bolo on the stolen Peterbilt 379 blue cab, hauling a pressurized chemical trailer. Last seen heading northbound Robert K. Memorial Bridge. Suspect is armed with unidentified cryotechnology. Do not, I repeat, do not engage without specialized backup. Target is considered armed and extremely dangerous.
George's en route to 496 Broadway. Do you have another assignment there, Central?
What's the job you have at that location, George?
GCPD Dispatch, Officer Sullivan. State your emergency. Hello? Is someone on the line?
He says I'm a zombie? He says he's just waking me up.
Ma'am, I need a location. Stay on the phone with me. Who's with you? And is he still in the house?
It's so quiet now. He's here. He's just standing in a corner, cutting himself. I can hear the skin. It sounds like paper tearing. And he says there's a spot on his arm just for me.
Okay, ma'am, listen. I'm sending officers to your location. Just stay on the line with me. What is the address? I need you to tell me where you are.
The tally. It's so neat. I didn't know it would be this cold.
Unit 10, Unit 14. I have you on the board, code 2 at a robbery. Disregard the grocery. We have a 419, or at least a 219 stabbing in progress. Trace just pinged a tenement on 4th and Grundy, apartment 3 Charlie. Get there now, and keep your eyes peeled for a male, bald. possibly shirtless despite the 10-degree weather. Approach with extreme caution. Dispatch log entry 0354. The mercury is still hiding at the bottom of the glass, and I can't say I blame it. It's 10 degrees outside, but inside the station, it feels a lot colder. I've lived in Gotham my whole life. I thought I knew every shade of dark this city had to offer, but tonight the dark has a different edge to it. One side of the city's being turned into a tomb of blue ice by a man who treats liquid nitrogen like a toy. On the other side, somewhere in a cramped room, a girl's life was snuffed out by a man who counts his sins in scars. The calls are coming in slower now. That's the scary part. When people stop calling, it doesn't mean the trouble's over. It just means they've given up any kind of hope for help. The city's brittle. You can hear it in the wind. The sound of things breaking that can't be fixed with a badge and a gun. And somewhere out there, someone's leaving serrated steel in the shape of bats, left in the asphalt like breadcrumbs. I'm just a guy at a desk, watching the lights blink on a map, and waiting to see which one goes dark next. End of entry.
Officer in pursuit.
Dispatch, this is 24. I'm over on 12th and Westlake. We got a bit of a situation with a city bus. It slid out of an ice patch. It's currently wedged sideways, blocking both lanes. No injuries, but the driver's pretty shaken up and the passengers are starting to complain about the cold.
Copy that, 24. Welcome to the graveyard shift. I'll notify transit, but they've got a 2-hour backlog on tow hitches. Can you get those people somewhere warm? I know there's a 24-hour diner on the corner of 12th, I think.
Yeah, the Greasy Spoon. I already talked to the owner. He's letting him in for coffee. Hey, Sully, tell the salt trucks to prioritize this hill. I've watched 3 cars pull U-turns just to avoid the slide. It's like a skating rink out here.
Hey, I'll add it to the list, Willis, but it's a long list tonight. Anything else on your end?
Just the usual. A couple of vagrancy calls near the docks. People trying to break into the warehouses just to get out of the wind. I'm letting them stay as long as they don't start any fires. It's 10 degrees, Sully. I'm not kicking any men into the street tonight.
Damn. Yeah, good call. Stay warm. Dispatch out.
Robbery in progress.
GCPD Dispatch, Sergeant Sullivan.
Sir, this is the mayor's chief of staff. I need a secure patch to Commissioner Gordon's mobile immediately. We've received a transmission. It came on our emergency executive line.
I believe the commissioner's in a briefing, sir. If you like, you can send the audio file through our server, and I can,
No, you don't understand. The system, it's locked. We cannot export it. Whoever this is, hijacked our local terminal. I'm gonna hold my handset up to the speaker, so just listen. You need to record this for the file.
Okay. Go ahead. Recording is active.
Gotham has always been a city of rot, a city of heat, of friction, of wasted energy. You build your monuments to progress while you let the things that truly matter wither away in the sun. I will that to happen to her. My Nora. She's the only thing in this gray world worth preserving. She is the only warmth I can no longer feel, but the only light I will ever follow. You have the chemical compounds I require to stabilize her suspension. You have the power grid I need to ensure her sleep is protected. My demands are simple. Relinquish the Burnley Substation and deliver the cryogenic stabilizers from the university labs. Do this, and Gotham survives this cold, cold night. Refuse me, and I will turn your streets into a frozen tomb. They say a man would do anything for the one he loves. I just want to walk with her, hand held in mine again. My Nora. Oh yes, I'd kill for that.
Dear God. All units, all sectors, listen up. Patch through to your commanders. We're officially at Code Black. I repeat, Code Black. This is no longer a localized heist. The suspect at Burnley Substation has confirmed intent to sabotage the city's power grid and infrastructure. If you're on patrol, stay in your vehicles. If you see white vapor, do not, I repeat, do not investigate. You pull back and call it in. We've already lost contact with one of our officers. I don't want to lose anyone else to a block of ice tonight. Gordon's on his way back downtown. Keep the channels clear for priority traffic only. Hey kid, get the Gotham Gazette on the horn. Tell them to run a crawl on the news. Stay indoors, blankets, heaters, whatever they've got. If the Burnley grid goes, half the Narrows is going to freeze in their sleep. And someone get me a line to the university labs. I want to know exactly what kind of stabilizers we're talking about before this freak turns the East River into a skating rink.
Extra patrol needed at 66 block of Orange. 66 block of Orange.
Dispatch, you're not gonna believe this. I'm on Upper West Side Highway. Everything's a sheet of ice, but something just blew past me like I was standing still. A black car, no lights, and a turbine engine. He's heading straight for Burnley.
Copy, Unit 8. Did you get a visual? Was it him?
I don't know, Sully. I didn't see a face, just a streak of matte black and fire. He's taking the corners at 60. I don't even know how he's staying on the road. The ice is just cracking under his tires. He's gonna beat our tactical team to the substation by 10 minutes.
Good. Let him. Sounds like he's the only one who brought the right tires for this mess tonight. All units, give that vehicle a wide berth. Do not, repeat, do not interfere. GCPD emergency line.
Sir, I'm calling from the university. We've had a robbery. He was here. The man in the glass suit. He took high-grade chemicals from a deep freeze vault.
Look, Doc, I know. He's got the chemicals, he's got a truck, and he's heading for the Burnley power station. We are on it. Is there anything new you can tell me?
You don't understand the scale. Those chemicals, they aren't just cold. They're a catalyst. If he pumps those into the main transformers at Burnley to jumpstart his equipment, it's going to create a chain reaction, a thermal vacuum.
Listen, Doc, I'm a cop, not a physics major. Give me the street version. What happens to my officers at Burnley?
The street version? It means the cold won't stay in the building. It'll move, like a shockwave. Everything in a 3-block radius. Cars, buildings, people, it'll all be frozen solid in seconds. The air will turn to liquid.
And he knows this? We're talking about thousands of families in the Narrows.
I told him. I begged him. I told him, you'll be the king of the graveyard. He just looked at me. And he said, if she breathes again, the rest of the world can hold its breath forever. He's not trying to kill them. He just doesn't care if they die. They're just heat that he needs to get rid of.
All units. This is a total evacuation of Burnley. If you see a white mist, don't investigate. Don't even radio it in. Run. Get people out of their beds and south of the bridge now. Dispatch log 412. The mercury's finally stopped dropping, mostly because the thermometer on the exterior wall just shattered. We're past the point of policing now. You don't police a blizzard, and you can't police a man who thinks the whole world is just collateral damage for his wedding vows. I just got off the line with a terrified person at the university. Told me the air in Burnley is about to turn into a solid. Molecular stasis. A permanent winter. I looked out the window a minute ago. The streetlights in old Gotham are flickering out one by one, like someone's walking down the block blowing out candles. There's a blue mist rolling off the river that doesn't look like any fog I've ever seen. It's heavy, it's slow, and it's quiet. That's the thing about this kind of cold. It just takes the sound away. No tires hitting the pavement, no shouting. Just the sound of buildings groaning under the frost. They say love conquers all. But tonight, in Gotham, love is a cold-blooded killer with a heart of chemicals. Log end. Hey kid, give me Wayne on the line, Bruce Wayne. Well, then use the secondary emergency line. He's a board member of the power grid. He's got to have a secure uplink.
Wayne residence. How may I assist you this evening?
Yeah, hey, this is Sullivan, GCPD. I need to speak with Mr. Wayne immediately. We have a level 5 infrastructure collapse at the Burnley Substation. We need override codes for the Wayne Tech thermal baffles.
I'm terribly sorry, sir. Mr. Wayne is indisposed at the moment. He's had a rather long evening and is currently unable to take calls.
Indisposed? Hey, why don't you look out the window? The city's turning into a goddamn popsicle. We've had an officer down, a chemical tanker missing, and a lunatic threatening to hit zero. And he's indisposed? What's he doing? Sleeping off a gala?
I assure you, sir, Mr. Wayne is very much aware of the atmospheric changes. He's doing everything in his power to address the situation. Perhaps you should check the Burnley district again. I suspect help is already on the way.
Yeah. I'll check in between the power outages and the frostbite. Tell your boss that if I survive tonight, I'm personally hand-delivering his bill for the tow trucks.
9K.
Attention, all units still on the Burnley perimeter. We have a confirmed 1031 at the main transformer gate. But forget the codes. Just look for the lights. Bolo's on 2 unidentified actors at the scene. One is the subject from the university heist. Blue light, cryosuit, heavy armor. The other is the vigilante. Matte black vehicle with a heavy turbine. They are engaged on the lower level of the substation. Unit 8, report. What was that?
Sully, the black car just rammed the peanut belt. The nitrogen's venting. It's everywhere. And the vigilante, he's out of the car. He's moving towards the suspect, but the ground is turning into a sheet of glass. He's struggling to move. Every time the man in the cryo suit fires that weapon, the air, it snaps. It sounds like a gunshot every time a snowflake hits the ground.
Stay back, Unit 8. That's an order. All units, your new bolo is the perimeter itself. Do not let anyone in, and for God's sake, don't try to play hero. You've got a front row seat to the end of the world. Just keep the civilians moving south. The man in black is on his own now.
Center 175 2nd Avenue.
GCPD Dispatch, this is Sullivan. Make it quick. I've got half the city in the dark and the other half freezing.
Hi, I'm at the apartment block on 6 and Elm. The power went out and I stepped into the hallway to check the breakers and I saw my neighbor, Mr. Henderson, at the end of the hall. He was just leaning against the wall, but something's wrong.
Listen, son, it's a blackout in 10-degree weather. People get disoriented. I'm sure Mr. Henderson probably just had a bit too much to drink to help him deal with the cold. Just go back inside and lock your door.
No, listen. I walked up to him. I put my hand on his shoulder to see if he was okay. And his coat felt heavy. Not like wool, but like wet sand. And he didn't turn his head. He didn't even breathe. I reached for his hand to lead him to his door, and his fingers didn't have bones. They just stayed bent wherever I moved them, like they were made out of putty.
Putty? Well, maybe he's wearing some kind of prosthetic. Gotham has plenty of weirdos, kid. Did he threaten you at all?
He started to change, but not like a monster. He started shifting. His face, it didn't stay as Mr. Henderson. The skin on his cheek began to sag, like it was almost too heavy for his skull. It slid down, and for a second, he looked just like me. My hair, my eyes, but they were flat, like they were painted on. And then he just became someone else. A tall man in a suit I didn't recognize. He smoothed himself out, almost like he was fixing a wrinkled shirt.
All right, listen, it sounds like you've got a performer or some kind of sicko high on some new narcotic. We've had reports of people acting out in the dark. Just don't engage with him. Go back in your apartment, slide the bolt, and wait for the lights to come back on. Listen, I'll put a patrol unit on the list for your block, but it's going to be a while.
Sir, he's still here, and his face, it keeps changing. It's like he's trying on different masks, but they're all made of his own skin. He just said, the role isn't quite right yet.
Just close the door, kid. Don't give him an audience. Just lock the door, stay away from the peephole. I have to let you go. I have other lines ringing.
D6 at this time. 9 Henrique.
Attention all units. From Commissioner Gordon. There's now a citywide state of emergency. The Burnley Substation is considered under siege by a high-level atmospheric threat. We are seeing temperatures drop to lethal levels across the Narrows and Old Gotham. If you are currently in these sectors, please advise civilians not to leave their homes, seal their windows, and use any available thermal insulation. To any GCPD units, we do have reports of unidentified individuals operating under cover of the blackout. Our prime suspect is utilizing cryogenic weaponry, and others are using advanced mimicry or psychological tactics. Do not engage. Your priority is the evacuation of the vulnerable. The situation currently at the Burnley main transformer is being handled by a specialized contractor. I'm ordering a 3-block no-go zone around the substation. If you see a black vehicle or blue mist, turn back. May God keep you warm tonight.
Sully, you still awake at that booth? I need to get this on record while my brain isn't frozen solid.
I'm here, Kowalski. What's the status? Our scanners went dark 10 minutes ago.
It was like a war in a bottle. I was perched in the catwalks when the vigilante breached the skylight. For the first couple minutes, you couldn't even see the suspect, just a blur of matte black diving through the steam. But the guy in the cryo suit, he didn't care. He just kept firing that cryo cannon, turned the whole floor into an iceberg. And that's when I heard the suit's internal comms clip into our frequency. And the suspect, he called himself Freeze. Not a name, a title. Mr. Freeze. Like
He'd already accepted that he isn't a man anymore. He was just trying to hook the main transformer into his wife's life support. He didn't care if the surge blew out the whole Narrows to Kingdom Come.
And the vigilante? How do you handle the ice?
That's the thing. He didn't just fight him, he outthought him. He used these heated charges, and he created a fog bank so thick, Freeze couldn't see his own hand. And then out of the mist, it happened. The vigilante, the Batman, he didn't just hit him, he dismantled him. I watched the Batman grapple onto the suit's oxygen line and rip it clean off. And Freeze, he started to panic, his breath hitting the glass like a frantic animal. And then Batman jammed some kind of gadget into Freeze's chest plate, and the whole building hummed for a second, and then silence. I looked down a minute later. Freeze's suit, it was slumped up against the transformer, covered in its own frost, and Freeze, he was just staring at a locket, a picture in his hand. And the Batman, he was gone before the sirens hit the block. Just a shadow moving into the snow.
The Batman. All right, Kowalski. Go try to get warm. Get yourself a coffee or something. I'd say you earned it. Log supplement 448. Main heaters in the precinct just gave up the ghost. I'm currently looking at my own breath in the middle of the dispatch floor. I've got some hot coffee and a space heater plugged into the emergency battery, but might as well be a drop in the ocean. Reports are coming in from the Burnley sector. The Batman, he did his job. The Mr. Freeze character is in custody, but the damage is done. The Narrows is a ghost town, and looking at the grid monitor, half the city's dark and the other half is just waiting. GCPD, state your location and your emergency.
I can smell the copper on your breath from all the way down here. You're sweating. Even in this cold, I can smell the heat coming off your skin.
Who is this? How did you get onto this frequency?
I found a line hanging in the overflow. I wanted to hear the city scream, but it's getting quiet. Too quiet. Your man in the glass suit, he's freezing my meat. The rats, the strays, they're turning into ice before I can get a tooth in them.
Listen to me, whoever you are. There's a total evacuation in Burnley. If you're trapped in the lower levels, find a ladder and get to the surface. The tactical teams are...
Tactical teams? I'm done with the lower levels. The cold, the pipes are bursting and the water is biting back. I'm coming up, and I'm hungry. I've always wondered, do old cops' bones crunch, just like the young ones? Are they too brittle to enjoy? I want to feel the marrow go warm in my throat while the world outside turns to glass.
You try it. I've got 16 rounds of warm waiting for you if you step foot in this precinct. Go back to the mud, you freak.
The mud's frozen, but the blood in your neck, it's still running hot. I'll see you in the dark.
I'm told we have a trace complete on that last caller. Incoming signal originated from sewer sector 4B. Subscriber ID, Waylon Jones. Known alias, Killer Croc. Warning, extreme physical hazard.
At this time, 9 Henrique.
Final dispatch log, 0515. Sergeant Sullivan recording. Funny thing about Gotham, you think you know her. You think you've seen every scar, every dark alley, every shadow she's hiding. And then a night like this happens and she turns into a stranger right in front of your eyes. The mercury's finally holding steady, but the damage is done. The city didn't just freeze tonight. It went into stasis. I just got a pass-through from Sergeant Bullock. He's down near the Burnley docks. Sounds like he's been gargling glass and cheap gin. He said the ice is so thick on the cruisers they're having to use pry bars just to get the doors open. Some of them are grumbling about frostbite and overtime, but I could hear it in his voice. Even a guy as cynical as Bullock was spooked by the silence out there. He said he saw the Batman standing on a rooftop overlooking the substation, just watching the mist settle before he vanished into the gray. The board's dead now. The lines are quiet. Down in the Narrows, they're huddled around gas stoves, candles, watching the frost crawl across the glass like it's trying to get inside and join them. We got word from the university. Reaction slowing down. The Batman, he did his part. He shut down Mr. Freeze and put a lid on the winter that nearly swallowed us whole. But the cold doesn't just go away because Mr. Freeze is in a cell. It lingers. It settles in your bones and stays there until the sun decides it's had enough of the dark. And then there's the other thing. The thing that called from the pipes. Waylon Jones. A reminder that even when the ice melts, the mud is still waiting underneath. Gotham doesn't get saved. Not really. She just gets a temporary reprieve. A few hours of sleep before the next nightmare starts screaming in the streets. I'm going to turn the main board off now. Save the emergency cells for the morning shift. Sergeant Bullock's heading back to the precinct with a box of stale donuts and a heater that doesn't work. If you're still out there, if you can hear my voice over the static, just close your eyes. Listen to the wind. It's the only thing left talking tonight. This is Sergeant Sullivan, Sully, GCPD, signing off from a city made out of glass. Stay under the blankets, stay in the light, and for God's sake, stay warm. Good night, Gotham. See you when the world thaws out.